Yes, greetings, blessings, people. It's yours truly, DJKat, and I'm here with the one and only Pnology, AA. You know what, though? I've always wanted to call you P-Dog.
Yeah, just if that's what you want to call me, only Kat can call me that.
But then I feel like, is it ripping Snoop Dogg? I'm not sure.
I get a lot of people say you look like Snoop. Snoop, Will, Marcus Houston was kind of my thing growing up.
Yeah.
Roger.
Okay.
Sister.
Okay, I get you.
I don't see the resemblance, but...
what people say,
Yeah, I just go along with it. But Snoop Dogg, yeah, I get that a lot.
Okay. So you know what? Tell the people a little bit about yourself and who you are. Start from the beginning.
So if you don't know, my name's Perry. The reason why it's Pnology is because it's Perry's knowledge. I don't even know the date of when I made that name now. It's so far back. I've probably had the name Pnology for over 20 years, I think. Because before that I was called Panthernology because Panther's my spirit buddy and that. But I never... Yeah, it was only using my name in a knowledge references, and then everyone just calls me Knowledge, to be fair.
Okay.
So someone asked me not long ago, Pnology or P-knowledge, and I just said, you choose, innit? Like potato, tomato.
You decide.
You decide, man. As long as it's up there. But yeah, Coventry born and raised. I spent 4 years of my life, 8 to 12 in Barbados. I've been back here ever since, and since I came back it was just music I fell into, love.
Yeah.
So 12 years old, and then wow, a whole heap of stories and journey till now between there and then. But yeah, it's been a good musical movement. Yeah, the journey is beautiful. I'm still enjoying it.
I hear that. Tell us about this beautiful island of Barbados, because I've heard you mention it, but do you remember it? What did it teach you? Tell us all that.
I've been back to Barbados. So like, I went to Barbados when I was from 1. I've been going since I was 1. I think I've probably missed. I'm a bit older now, but I've probably missed about 10 years of not going.
Okay.
In my whole life, maybe 15 to 20, like max. But I've always gone. So I remember when we were young, we went there and I cried all the way home, all the way back to Tottenham. I was living in Tottenham at the time.
Yeah.
Cried all the way back to Tottenham. I want to go back to Barbados, Mom. So she eventually moved us out there. I was 8 when we moved out there.
Yeah.
It was kind of tough because my mum she was doing university. She was studying to be an environmental health officer.
Okay.
And she failed her exams twice or once. So to me, it felt like 5 years. Do you know what I mean? It was probably like 6 months or something because I was still a kid. But I remember the day she failed and she said, I'm not going to go back. And I told her no. I was quite young. I was only about 9 maybe. I was like, nah, get back on the plane, go get your qualification and come back.
Yeah.
So, and that's the 3rd time lucky she passed.
Oh, big up mommy.
And then we had mum back in Barbados. So yeah, I kind of... Growing up over there was a bit mad. I became champion of judo of the island.
Nice. When
I was 10, 11. Held that belt for a good 3-4 years as well. So, yeah, it was good times. I learned karate over there. My mum taught me jiu-jitsu. So, yeah, growing up, I kind of was really into martial arts.
Yeah.
I got battered the first couple of weeks living in Barbados. So I used to send my little bro because there's a hill by my school.
Yeah.
It's 100 stairs now. But there weren't no stairs when we was there, so you had to climb down that hill. But I always remember after school, you know, like for the first couple of weeks, I was fighting. And it was literally Barbados versus the one England guy, do you know what I mean? Because I used to send my bro up the hill, get up the hill. To make him run up there. Like, I'd not let anyone touch him. Yeah. And then I'd stand there and have to deal with 6, 7 youths. Which is funny because some of them are my best friends today, do you know what I mean? Like, large up Grant Alley, do you know what I mean? Like, some of them on there I'm close with now, so it was a good experience, man. As a kid, you have your little fights, you boy, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that got me into martial arts. That's why I started judo.
Okay.
And then I became champion of the island and nobody wanted it after that, so it was a good thing.
I hear that. So, I mean, let's talk about kind of what else it taught you. Was there something that you brought from the island back to here in the UK that you still instill within your kids?
Yeah, I'd say the discipline and education. So
Okay.
I wouldn't say I'm a harsh father, but I still have those traits of Barbados in me.
Yeah.
And I don't let my kids get away with pretty much nothing. Do you know what I mean? I don't have to shout at them or scream at them. They kind of know. They just... you've seen them. Yeah, you've seen them. I could have them here now and they'd be sitting in the corner, quiet, chilled, just playing on whatever they do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, it taught me how to defend myself.
Okay.
First of all, I'd say Barbados definitely gave me that.
Yeah.
And then it gave me the essence of being around black people, because I'd never seen so many black people in my life.
Yeah.
So going over there was a culture shock. Coming back was a culture shock, because I was the person from Barbados. I was a person when I came back from Barbados, and when I went, I was a guy from England. So it was a culture shock for me. I had to really... It's mad. I remember the first time I'd be like, Mum, where's the white people? Do you know, like, Mum was like, you're in a black country. This is a prominent black country. And I didn't get it for probably about 2-3 years, to be honest. Sorry, there's something in my eye. I didn't get it for 2-3 years. Until then, I realised, like, oh yeah, there's, you know, like when I went to secondary school, and one of my friends, Craig, he's actually a calypso singer, or he was from the last time I knew. But he was the only white boy in my whole year. Okay. So it, you know, like you kind of, you get used to it, and then coming back was like, wow, where's the black people gone? You know what I mean? So it's a bit mad. So yeah, but I'd take away. Culture, definitely, it gave me
sense of who you are,
an empowerment of culture, of where I'm from, how to deal with black people in a black country, and I guess this country deals how to deal with both sides of the scale, and still be able to move. So it gave me a lot. Barbados did.
Make you feel proud, yeah?
Yeah, I was laughing because we, as kids, like there'd be some. As you go down the hill, it's all kind of bush, like a jungle. Yeah. But we used to play in the jungle, do you know that? And we found a beehive one time. Okay. And we told the older fellas, and they smoked it out. First time I tasted honey. Like fresh honey, like amazing. So just those kind of things, you know, like you ain't going to get that here. Yeah. None of us are going near a beehive over here. But yeah, it's good culture, good for me to learn the culture that way, I think. Okay. Definitely. Fruits and...
Yeah, proper life.
Proper life, you know what I mean? Going fishing and...
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, man.
Have any of your kids gone?
No. I plan to take them in 2025. I have said to them I'd like to take all 4 of these in 2025. Okay. If I get the opportunity to do that, it's a different thing. But that's my plan. 2025, I'd like to take them.
I hear that. And you know, there's always been some beef between Jamaica and small island people. Yeah. And I want to know how you feel about that. So, like, you know, you get that little banter going on.
It's hard for me because I've got Jamaican family.
That's
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, what are you talking about, you idiot? Like, shut up. And then I've got family in Anguilla. I've got family in Antigua. Like
everywhere.
How are you arguing? Yeah. We're all from a little small island. Step out in the big world, and if you seen another Caribbean person and they needed your help, you'd kind of help them. Do you know what I mean? It's
You'd hope.
Well, we hope, yeah.
We hope now.
Yeah, hope. But yeah, for the purposes of, I never really felt that when I was growing up. I never really felt like, oh, you're from Barbados and they're going to treat me different. Maybe for me it was different because I grew up in a black country and I'm used to you black dudes. We're used to having black fights and do you know what I mean? Where here it's a bit, I don't know, it's a bit tamed down. Like, oh, I don't want to have a fight with another black guy. Do you know, it's a bit tamed down here. Whereas that's probably why I've got this that's what Barbados gave me, my self-confidence. And coming back here, so I can even say England gave me the same thing. Yeah. When I came back, it gave me my self-confidence of, I'm not scared of none of yous. I'm used to dealing with all this daily, do you know what I mean? So I've never really felt that whole... It's only, you know, you get with some of your Jamaican family and they start cussing in Jamaican and then the Bajan people start cussing in Bajan. When that happens, I just sit back like, you've got...
Carry on,
innit? Like, I'll just laugh at all of this, so... Yeah. I guess it's different for me because I have family all over the globe. So my Jamaican family are just as much Bajan. Do you know what I mean? And my Bajan family are just as much Jamaican. Yeah. So to me, it's a bit of a
We're all Caribbean, right?
We're all Caribbean, like, we're all the same colour. We might speak with a little twang, you know what I mean? Like, Jamaican patois, Trinidad patois, Bajan patois, and Guinean patois, all different, so it's like going to Rome. Do you know what I mean? Or going to London. Yeah, that's how I look at it.
The reason why I asked you and kind of deep it a bit more is because I've never really heard you speak about it in a deep conversation.
Yeah, I don't think no one's ever asked. You're probably the first person that's asked me. Even what Barbados gave me, like, you're probably the first person who asked me. It was difficult going there and having to learn Caribbean ways, and then it was difficult coming back, being older, 4 years older, and then having to integrate into English life. Do you know what I mean? So I got a lot of, here's where it gets nasty. I got a lot of, from, I'd say, the white counterpart of Britain. I was very Caribbean, so I got that clash of, were people in Barbados slaves? You know, someone asking in the class, that kind of racist mental, but I don't even think it's racist. I think when you're a kid, you just don't know. Unless you're educated, unless you're educated that way, which I'm an 80s baby, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't think they were educated that way. But the same way works in Barbados. Like, I remember a teacher, but we got beat back then, yeah? You got the cane, yeah? I'm from that era, yeah? Bad man ting era, yeah? Oh, you want to play bad man? Take some of that, you get me? But I remember having a fight with a geezer in the year above me. I got pushed out the line. I was in year 1, he was in year 2. B took this guy. He was a comma batch. Large him up still, I can't remember his name, but large yourself up, Mayo. And I remember the teacher, it was the first time I took licks, you know, like, it was a bamboo stick. And she was like, you know, it's 6 lashes for fighting in school. But I was still oblivious, you know, like, what? What do you mean, lashes? Are you going to get a little, you know, like, and hit my hand or something? Nah, whoop, whoop. Do you know what got me? Probably about the 4th one, when it hit in exactly the same place as she hit. Yeah, that just made me cry, like. But it weren't like, I was crying because when I'm finished, after school, that's how my brain was thinking. The schoolmate, you're getting it. So, like, I'll never forget that day, because I had older cousins in the school. He's just had a birthday, Elon, large up, my cousin Elon. But he kind of was like, he kind of, you know, come, you'll be all right, do you know what I mean? Just part of the learning thing. And then after that, I don't think I ever had another fight at school. In fact, no, I had one. Someone threw a rubber at my head,
Okay.
And my best friend, funny enough, was called Jamie. She's a girl. It's mad, because my best friend here is called Jamie, and he's a boy. And she's black and he's white. Well, he's mixed race, so it's a bit mad. So, but yeah, she kind of grabbed my hand and said, you ain't taking that. And then we kicked off, got in trouble. Teacher got a bout out, slapped us with the bout. Like, just growing up. But I wouldn't, no disrespect, I don't look at it as a bad thing. Do you know, like, I needed that. I needed that mannerism. To some extent, some of these kids out here need that mannerism. I'm not necessarily, you know, beat them with a cane, because the laws are different now, you know what I mean? But a disciplined routine where they can still feel that I've done something wrong and here's my punishment, there's going to be consequences. I still think some kids need that. So, but yeah, I'm so grateful that I had it. Yeah. It's mad, because I was chatting to Mugan went to school in Jamaica.
Oh, okay.
So we've had this conversation, you know what I mean? What's it like? Was it like this? Did you get beat? Do you know what I mean? So, and he said it's very much the same way. So I don't think it's a bad thing. Maybe now as we're older and, you know, laws change and whatever, we can say, it is a bad thing now, and people wouldn't agree with it. Yeah. But for someone who was raised in it, I don't think it was a bad thing. I
think discipline is important.
It simmered me down.
Sets your mind in a different mindset. It's not like keep and just run riot.
Well, I didn't have a fight after that.
There you go.
I was taking 6 more of them bamboo sticks, lashes. No. Yeah. No. So I guess it works to a degree. I think it does anyway.
Yeah, I hear you. And, you know, as well, like, speaking of education, how important was it, like, say, in Barbados? Because here, it just seems like it's just thrown out, you know?
I'm going to give you a mad one now. Yeah. What kids learn here in primary school, they teach the first year in secondary school.
Okay.
So we're advanced. So basically, a college student in Barbados would be at university level here in England.
No.
Do you get what I mean? It's
Yeah.
that far advanced. Like,
Yeah.
so I remember doing algebra at primary school. You don't really do that till you hit secondary school.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very, very.
So I bet when you come back to the UK, you knew it all, man.
These dumb people. But it's weird because the UK, now this
Yeah.
is where the UK is bad. They put you in all the lowest groups.
Yeah.
And then make you work up.
Mm.
Now in Barbados, what they do is they give you a test, figure out where you are,
Yeah.
and put you in that group.
Yeah.
So I was top class of everything. I left school straight A student.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I come back here, these people are, and I had a teacher kind of from Barbados who, she kind of worked in my school, and she said, you know, you couldn't get away with it in Barbados. And I was like, we ain't in Barbados, and everything's dumbed down for me. It was literally dumbed down. So the learning mechanism, we'll put you in a foundation level.
Yeah.
Even though we know you can do top tier level, but you have to work yourself up to it. That don't make no sense.
You get bored, innit? And then by the time you get there.
I was a bored kid at school here.
Yeah.
So I don't think I was bad. I wasn't naughty because my mum don't ramp, you know what I mean? I still did my work, but I made sure my work was to an average grade, you know what I mean? Rather than going, I should have really excelled and pushed myself differently and said, look, this is all too slow to me. Can you give me something faster? I was young, very immature, and just wanted to play with my mates and have a laugh, and you know how it is when you're still a kid, you know what I mean? So it was a bit different for me that in that terms, but the education is so phenomenal. Like, I'm sure the university in Barbados is one of the best in the Caribbean. I know that because I went to a dance there, and there was this American girl, white American lady, speaking full Bajan. So she must have been there for like 4 years and just caught on, So, and she was like, this is one of the best schools in the Caribbean to come to. So the education is high.
I love that.
It's really high. And I'd like to think it's like that throughout the whole of the Caribbean. I don't actually know. Like I said, I had the talk with Mugan, and he said it's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
But I was putting all the top classes. Even when I left to come here, I was in an all boys class, because the top classes, they put all the boys together and all the girls together, and then all the other classes are mixed. So I was kind of lucky. I'm not gonna lie. I was lucky to be. So, my grades were always good. Even at primary school, I left primary school a straight A student.
I love that.
My mum came one year and she was like, "What do you want me to bring you back?" And I was like, was into Ninja Turtles then. It's funny I can remember all this. So I wanted a Raphael.
Ninja Turtles were the bomb back then.
Still, like, I still rate Ninja Turtles.
They were the bomb. And you remember Powerpuff Girls? Come on, admit it, you like
Powerpuff Girls. I had to watch it because most of my cousins are girls.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And they're younger. Some are younger, some are older.
Yeah.
I remember staying up late to watch for In Living Colour. It was the first time I was introduced to the Wayne brothers. And, what's his name from Ace Ventura? What's his name? Who plays
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. It was the first time I was introduced to Jim Carrey. So a lot of my life over there, TV wise, was America, because it's all satellite stuff. Barbados had one channel, but we had satellite, so we could Sesame Street. I still think they should be playing Sesame Street today. Yeah, especially the Grouch. Like Oscar the Grouch and Elmo. God, you're taking me way back. I got to think about these things. But
Tots TV.
Tots TV. No. They don't make these things no more, but
that's what I'm saying.
it was different for me. So I got introduced to hip hop quite early, because you had MTV Raps.
Yeah.
So I got introduced.
Do you remember Channel U?
Here. Yeah, we were on Channel U.
I remember
Phoenix
Channel U.
Nights. Channel U's. I'm surprised they didn't bring that back. Because we have so many channels now, like Grand Daily, Link Up TV. And I was like, why didn't Channel U make a YouTube Channel U and literally put everything on there that they've... Watch them do it now. Send me my check. Yeah? Watch them do it now. Send me my check. Pnology said it first. But I don't know why they don't put all their videos, that catalogue of that time period, just so this generation can see what we were doing to get them to this mark. Do you know what I mean? And then there's no reason why they can't. I don't know. I don't know who was in control of Channel U at the time. I just know they were
big
at the time. They were very big. It was the only channel that we had in this country for us. And at that time, when you look at it, no one knew about BET.
Yeah, that's it.
I've known about BET all my life, like from obviously living in Barbados, but no one knew about BET and nothing like that. So it's mad to think that they didn't make a YouTube channel and
go for it.
Just even now, I still think they should do it now.
Like
so that's where the most
like nostalgia vibes, take you back, and then maybe more people might come forward and say, you know what?
Let me get on.
Want to do something?
Let me get on. But the game's changed. Back then, you could get on there for free.
Yeah, you have to pay for it now.
Now they want £1,500, £300 and all kind of. It's different now.
Yeah.
It's different. When I look at even being an artist, it was so easy to be an artist back then. The market wasn't saturated. The only bad thing was the resources.
Yeah.
We didn't have YouTube. We didn't have. It was MySpace back then. You know what I mean?
MySpace, jeez, BlackBerry.
BlackBerry thing. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh gosh.
So, but now it's, I like the fact that artists now can do their own thing if they know how to do it properly and put themselves out without having a label basically bend you over and tell you what you should or shouldn't be doing.
So tell us, how did you get from that part of the journey, coming back to England?
Sorry, I need these on.
And then what? What happened then?
Ooh, it's too bright, sorry. Say again, sorry.
So what happened from, okay, you're in Barbados, you come back to England, and now you want to be an artist? Is that how it went, or...?
Kind of, that is how it went, you know.
Okay.
So I come back, and obviously my cousins, everyone lived in Spon End.
Yeah.
So my dad lived in Olsen, so I'd walk from Olsen to my cousin's house, or my dad would drop me off, whichever one. But I spent a lot of time with my cousins, and my cousin Jason, who everybody knows as Lexi, he was rapping with his friend Justin, and they did a video and whatnot and brought out some stuff and that. So when I seen that music video, I'll never forget it, because just after he showed me the video, I was introduced to Snoop.
Okay.
So I hadn't heard Snoop. I'm from, okay, yeah, we heard rap, but Snoop, when I got back, that's when that era took place.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I was in Barbados, I didn't hear about Snoop Dogg or anything like that, or Dr. Dre or anything like that. It was Calypso, drum and bass. Well, it wasn't even drum and bass. It was jungle and Calypso and dub. It weren't even bashment then. Do you know what I mean? It was called dub.
Yeah.
So it was a bit different when I come back and I seen that. I'm sure Snoop's album came out not long after they showed me this footage, and that was me. I fell in love with the game then. I said, that's what I want to do. So I went to the youth club every week. I formed a group called Strictly Illegal.
Yeah.
That's with my best friend today, Jamie.
Okay.
Cyrus, which is a DJ VY is called now, and a good friend of mine called Owen Spark. So we formed a group. Jamie's mum used to do our clothes. Okay. So we had customized clothes.
Love that.
My first gig with them was, so we did our thing. Me and Jamie won a talent competition. Large Up Gino, that was Young, Gifted and Black. 1997.
Wow.
A long time ago. So we won that competition and we got studio time for free, and that was like the start of it, I'd say. We were always doing music, but winning that competition kind of put us on a boost. We were in the newspaper. So after that happened, a guy called Dowdy, don't know if you know Dowdy, Large Up Dowdy is in Australia at the minute. But he came along, seen our potential, and kind of said, all right, I'm gonna put some time in. Our first gig was African fashion show at the Mercia.
Okay.
I've still got the flyer for that, actually. That was a very long time ago, but that was good. That I'll never forget that gig. We kind of mashed up the crowd, me and Jamie. Then after that, we went on tour with the Real McCoy. Okay. So Richard Blackwood, Curtis Walker. That was really good. I was only young. I must have been 14, 15. Yeah, that was really good. And then after that, kind of, everybody kind of grew, 15 to 17, 18, everybody grew up, kind of went their ways.
Yeah, branched off.
I carried on doing, I don't think I've ever stopped doing music since I came here. The only break I've took is that 6-year period when I had the babies.
Yeah.
But I've never stopped. So did that. The youth club really helped us out. They did exchanges to Japan, to Jamaica. I didn't go to Jamaica at the time. I was in year 10. And my mum weren't having it at all. No. They said, you need to knuckle down. It was all that talk. So I'm grateful at the end of the day. You know, you can't do everything as a kid. But yeah, they all went across. And they came back, and then we did the Japan thing a few years later. So Large Up Spon and Youth Club, we had the first studio in a youth club in the whole of Britain. Yeah. We're talking like late night, early late 90s. It's nice. It's just nice to know that we had that, and that was fun. That was when the Lottery Trust just come out. Okay. So we were one of the first to bid for it, and we got it and whatnot. Large Up Chris Christie and Viva and Pat. They ensured that, you know, and I wish that kind of is what got me into being a youth worker myself. As I got older, I became a TA while I was a lyrical teacher for Frontline AV at first, and then a TA, and then I got into lyrical writing and teaching, and so it's because of the youth club and then I was a youth club worker at Hillfields Youth Club myself. Oh, nice. And I used to go there, so in the studio, set up the studio, me and Paul Johnson and Jam set up the studio and had it outlaid. So we kind of carried that on.
I hear that.
For the next generation. And now, every youth club had a studio. Yeah. I know they don't really do them so much now, but it moved to the bedroom. So in my earlier days, when Gridlock and... I recorded all of them in my flat. Do you know, like, there's no one who didn't come through me to do music. So I did that very well.
A1 as well, wasn't it?
So A1 and J1, that was about 2 years ago now. They came. Yeah. Well, A1 came. J1 wasn't even in the picture yet. Okay. And that was via Preacher from COV. Yeah. He was like, I got this artist I want to work with. So I was like, Jam said, bring him over. We'll do a session at mine. So me and Jam coached him. Okay. Helped him with his breathing technique and how to get them bars the way he wants them. But to be honest, I won't take nothing away from A1. He was very talented.
Yeah, I could tell when I met him.
Very talented. He just needed just small little tweaks and touches up, you know, and now he's doing his thing. But I kind of knew that song was going to go, like, when I heard, because it's mad, yeah? That almost never happened the way it happened because I wanted to make a fresh beat. Oh, okay. Because the beat come from YouTube. Oh, obviously, down the line, the label would have bought the beat, recreated it with a guitar and their sound engineers and whatnot, which is fine. That's how the music game works. But it almost wasn't. It's only because A1 was like, nah, can we do it to this beat? Yeah. And I was like, yeah, record it to the beat, and me and Jam will remix it. Okay. That was our plan, you know, like. But I remember him putting the song out on his Instagram page, and it just kept going. And it was so nice to watch, you know, like it just kept going and going and going. 2 weeks going still, and I'm like, this song's still going. Yeah. It was exciting times. I remember speaking to Preacher at the time, being like, you know, like it's exciting to watch. You know what I mean? It really is exciting to watch. So yeah, I'm only gonna be happy for these kids out there.
Yeah, I hear that.
Do you know, like I hope his career. I hope he signed a good deal. I wasn't there to coach him on that bit, and that's kind of my expertise. My next thing is to really coach kids on how to do it properly, because a lot of kids are just making music and throwing it out there just for likes. Yeah. And I'm like, you don't own the beat, your PRS ain't sorted, so if it gets played on radio, you ain't getting paid. So I would like to build something so they have a blueprint. Yeah. A basic blueprint of how to do it. The song's not even been mastered. You know, like I just need them to know how it's done. So the professionality's here as well, rather than just the creativity being up there. I think it's very important that most of these artists know how to do their PPR, their PRS, what a UPC number is, and what your barcode number is, and how to move it around, how to get your publishing sorted. So that's kind of my next move. But the music, started off here.
You did something with my cousin as well, innit, Rebecca?
Yeah, so
Big up.
Tight Vibes. No, Rebecca's an amazing singer. I not long called her because we've got a song called All My Love.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like, it's so good. Like, every time I think about this song, I'm like, oh my God, this is so good.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have her vocal on.
Oh, okay.
So I can hear it because I know her voice.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I need it down. I need to do it. So we've talked about going in the studio again. She's an amazing artist. I've got her on a few tracks. Got her on a song called Grounded where she sings the hook for that. Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
So Tight Vibes came about because I was working at the youth club.
Okay.
And it was like I kind of helped them form it, and I wrote their first song. I coached them, put them out, and then I watched them grow.
Yeah. And
it was beautiful to watch them two grow. Karen became a youth worker. She had her own set of kids herself.
Yeah.
Obviously we know Becca's still
smashing it.
Still piping them lungs, girl, them vocals. So yeah, she's still doing her thing, which is really good. Like I get my way, and the world will see her one way or another, whether it's with my help or not. She's very capable on her own, you know, but obviously I've got different resources myself that I can utilise and get her out there. But yeah, we definitely have to see an EP. Me and Jamal have been speaking about that.
Oh, okay.
Of writing her an EP, so she's got her own. Because that, I know it will sell. People will buy it.
Yeah, I hear that.
Put 2 reggae tunes on there, make her do something out of her. Do you know what I mean? Something that she's not used to. Just house song. Can you imagine her on house as well? Like,
Rebecca can sing on everything.
Soulful house. Like, drum and bass, soulful drum. I will take her out of her comfort zone. That's what I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really proud of Tight Vibes. They came up, and then I guess they grew up. They had babies themselves. There's a time period in everyone's musical life where it's like, I need to live some life for me now. Like, I've been doing this for so long, and it doesn't always work. That's what artists need to understand. This is a build. It's a slope. You know what I mean? You got to climb the mountain. It's not. A1 was, and I'm not taking nothing from him, but he was lucky because they're rare cases.